Mental chains, neocolonialism in the 21st century. Neocolonialism is like a hidden system of mind control. It's sneaky but strong in geopolitics, and it keeps former colonies dependent. This dependence is in everything: money, politics, and even our Afrocentric culture. The 21st century might seem like a time of freedom for first world countries, but neocolonialism is legitimate proof of this self-deluded fallacy. It's wearing new Jesuit disguises and using new politricks, but its goal is still the same: to control us under the vicar for profit in Rome. We have to recognize these political chains before we can break free from this mental slavery in the information age. Neocolonialism wants to control our economies, our governments, even our minds under a global Jesuit system of indoctrination. This Jesuit mind control is often hard to see. It works through big global systems that are rigged against former colonies. We see this in unfair trade deals, the power of Western media, and the push to adopt foreign LGBTQ cultures. This is the reality of the geopolitical Jesuit system of neocolonialism today. Ethiopia knows the pain of colonialism. We fought hard for our freedom and equality, but the intellectual political fight isn't over. Neocolonialism threatens human progress and stops us from being self-reliant and completely independent. We must resist this new kind of Jesuit imperialism and build a future where no one controls us by any means. This is an international human rights call to political action for all Ethiopians globally. We must unite and resist neocolonialism in collective security, all for one Christos and one Christos for all. Neocolonialism is a worldwide problem, and it needs a worldwide solution from a sovereign monarch of moral conscience, knowing right from Jesuit wrong and choosing human rights. We must stand together and demand human rights equity, take back our international political power, and reclaim our own Afrocentric cultures. Only then can we truly be debt-free from neocolonial financial tyranny. The grip of global finance, a new kind of colonialism. Global finance is a powerful tool in commerce. In the wrong Jesuit hands, it's a political weapon. Neocolonialists use it to take generational wealth, land, nationhood, identity from former colonies and send it back to the West under the satanic papal crusade bulls from the 1400s. This leaves all nations politically poor and our people of African descent economically trapped in artificially created poverty. This isn't an accident, it's on purpose. The International Monetary Fund and the World Bank are big players in this. They put harsh conditions on loans created by manufactured liabilities, demand budget cuts, and force us to sell essential services for pennies on their worthless and inflationary US dollar. These neocolonial Jesuit policies help big companies, not people on the planet. This is neocolonialism in tyrannical action. We see the legacy of colonialism in Africa's debt crisis today. Many countries are stuck with huge debts that they can never repay. This astronomical national debt cripples our economies and stops us from investing in our future and posterity. It is modern-day debt slavery in the making. We have to break free from this neo-colonial Jesuit debt trap, which is in gross violation of Article 4 of the Human Rights Covenant, UDHR Charter, as a lawful fact. Global financial institutions say they want to help, but their actions tell a different story. They keep a floating currency system of political inequality going, where the West has a monopoly over all the money power on Earth sadistically. This is not okay. We must demand immediate social and political human rights transformation and create a fairer global financial system under the 17 Sustainable Development Goals at the UN World Body. Technology as a weapon, fighting back against neocolonialism. Technology can be used to hurt people, but it can also be used to help them achieve diplomatic recognition in human rights sovereignty, political free will. In the fight against neocolonialism today, technology is crucial to slew the vicar for profit and destroy his religious credibility. It can give us international political power and a sovereign voice. The internet has connected the modern world and created new political opportunities. We can share human rights information freely, connect with people who think rebelliously like us, and organize human rights defenders' resistance movements. Social media has become a tool for human rights activism. Education and political awareness of the unanimous UN Resolution 1514 of 1960 is key to decolonization, and technology can make human rights knowledge, political power over self, available to everyone. Online platforms will offer courses and resources, often for free or very cheap publicity. This lets people learn human rights knowledge outside of traditional schools so that they can question and challenge their neocolonial ideas. But we have to be careful. Technology isn't neutral. It can be used to spread whitewashed Jesuit lies and manipulate people. We have to be smart about the information we consume and develop media literacy skills. Only then can we use technology effectively in our fight to eradicate neocolonialism in the information age of the 21st century. The sovereign power of the people, churches, institutions, and the intellectual political fight for freedom. The intellectual political fight against neocolonialism is a fight for everyone. It needs all of us to participate so that together we can overcome. Churches and religious institutions have a very important role to play. They are often trusted voices in their communities and can teach people about neocolonialism, global financial colonization, and get their members involved in human rights defenders' action plans. Throughout history, churches have led the way in social change. They have spoken out against injustice and fought for the human rights of those who are oppressed. This must continue today, the moment we eradicate neocolonialism completely. Schools also have an academic responsibility. They must get rid of neocolonial ideas in their lessons, teach critical human rights thinking skills, and empower students to question the way things are under neocolonialism so that they can focus on changing them by national human rights defenders legislation. This is how we create a new generation of human rights leaders who are committed to international justice and political equality. Trade unions, grassroots community groups, and other indigenous organizations are also vital. They must organize peaceful human rights protests, pressure governments for a human rights settlement, and hold corporations accountable for gross human rights violations against the people. Together, we the people can create a powerful human rights defenders movement to dismantle the neocolonial Jesuit structures of neocolonialism. The time to act is now. Let's stand together in private humanitarian diplomacy, reclaim our complete financial freedom, and build a future debt-free from neocolonialism and Jesuit mercenaries, economic hitmen. Biblical prophecy must be fulfilled as human destiny. So if you would like more information, then feel free to contact kingdomofdebrasite2020@gmail.com in human rights solidarity. Selah, a future where everyone is treated with dignity and respect, as we all learn a great lesson from the man of international lawlessness. For what good was it for the vicar for profit to gain the whole world with deception tactics, only to lose his own soul, vicarship position, and satanic papal titles in religious practice?